I'm out. It's like, dude, she's got a fat ass. She's got fat breasts. She's smart. She's funny. She's strong.
Maybe you should start with smart, funny, strong,
Listen,
kind, good smile.
Listen, people
don't start off with that fat ass.
That fat ass, dude. There was a whole dedicated just still to her ass and her thighs. Got over here just like smacking the mic on.
All
her.
you need is my spike.
No, Spike. Welcome to ExAnime episode 136. I'm Matt, that's Justus. He's got Coke, I got peace, love, tea, whatever. Justus, what are we watching this week? Or what did we watch this week is a better question.
Yeah, so it's our A-list of anime. It's Demon Slayer, Swordsmith Village Arc, Oshi... What?
No, keep going.
Oshinoko, Vinland Saga Season 2, My Love Story with Yamada-kun level 999, and Heavenly Delusion.
I'm be real. How do you say stuff in Japanese and get it right in like 2 takes on the news, but you get English, you're like, I don't know how to say it. Demon Slayer. We watched episodes 9, 10, 11.
No, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, 8, 9, 10, right. Because episode 11 is the
final one.
It's a 7-minute episode 1
yes.
on there.
That's tomorrow.
Mitsuri's best girl. I saw something on there.
She's a tramp.
Whatever. I think another translation was she was a bitch, I think some people said. Something like that. Also, that man passed on the best woman in the planet Earth. It's like, sorry, I don't want my kids having hair like you with that color. I'm out. It's like, dude, she's got a fat ass. She's got fat breasts. She's smart. She's funny. She's strong.
Maybe you should start with smart, funny, strong, kind, good smile.
Listen, people
don't start off with that fat ass.
That fat ass, dude. There was a whole dedicated just still to her ass and her thighs. She's wearing thigh highs that a snake dude gave to her. He knew exactly what he was doing when he did that. It's like, you can have these thigh high socks. Oh, thank you so much, Snake Boy, whatever his name is. And he's like,
Obani.
He's like, if you need more, I'll always give you more. And she's like, And I was like, that dude just wants to see this woman in thigh highs and a mini skirt. Tell me I'm wrong, Justus. You saw her
wrong.
standing there when she's like sliding back Akira style. It's like, this is just a frame of her ass as she's scooting back on there. Wearing them 3D glasses and get smacked in the face.
She's a Hashira and she deserves to be respected.
She's a hot Shira. Ayy.
Jesus.
There's no Jesus in this world. It's all...
Yeah. In these episodes, because we did get her way more of her fighting, which yes, she is very strong. She eats a lot. We get a little bit of a flashback. She's adorable as a child. Meh.
I don't have big, like, what she's like, I don't have big muscles or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the next frame was like, yo, wrestle the sumo wrestler. It's like, this is impossible. And she just immediately just destroys this boy.
Well,
she's very muscle dense.
Couple year different.
Well, yeah, but she's muscle dense on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that man 100% passed up on perfect wife material.
Yes.
And she dyed her hair black and went through her old goth phase of
new
me.
There was the end joke sequence where it was like, do you know why her hair looks like that? It's because she apparently ate so many of those like rice bowls that she was offering people that her hair turned to that color. It's the current like.
I mean the sweet Sakura thing?
Whatever, yeah.
It's like rice balls are white, my dude.
Well, if you add specific stuff to it, it can be whatever color you want.
Oh yeah, this is perfectly white.
I don't remember exactly what food it was. It was round. I went with rice balls. Get off my back.
You know why Ferraris are red? Because people eat oranges, Justus.
We also do learn with Mirichiro. Jesus.
I just can't get over the...
Homie absolutely destroys the vase fucking demon boy. I forget what his name is.
More depressing, because I feel like Justus can relate to this guy on a personal level just because he's always depressing as hell.
I was going to say I don't have a twin, but that would be lying.
You do have a twin.
I know, but he's not dead.
You have a... Hold on. You got a twin. So there's the matching thing. Just depression surrounding you. There's number 2 on there.
Poor?
You can... Yeah, poor works. See, we're making some connections on there. No, the dude is... He's like, okay, mom's sick. Luckily, dad's going to get like some herbs. And immediately I'm like, that dude's dead. This dude's immediately going to die. Dude dies. And our mom died too. It's like, man, if she was that sick, boys, like... Why did he even go out?
Because you gotta do what you can for your family.
It's all about family.
Hit it with the Fast and Furious style.
Is that going to be the thumbnail for this
No,
video? It's
absolutely
going to
not.
be Dom with the rest of them. It's like, it's all about family over there. His twin immediately gets, was a long story short.
I was a little confused, by the way.
Because it just started with only him in the story.
Well, yes, it starts with only him in the story, but at one point, it shifts to, like...
You talking about the fight when it's basically him talking about his little brother while fighting?
No. So in the flashback, it specifically shifts from the character we have been watching to the brother that you think is alive is actually the one that died, and the angry one who you see here is the actual one that lived. That's how I got it.
No. So how it is the twin in the original flashback that lived, he is the one that lived. The one that was angry when he's talking to Buddha, praying to keep his brother safe. How I got it was sometimes when he's in his magical fighting form, when he gets that mark on his face, like Tanjiro. So it seems like all the Hirashis get like this mark when they go into like basically their equivalent of a demon art. His twin is his stronger version of himself. That's how I see it. Because it's definitely not the twin that got killed is the one that's actually alive. No, it's the wimpy teen is the one that's actually alive. Also, I don't know how long that dude was passed out or about to die holding his brother. It's like, yeah, he has maggots growing on his arm. It's like, well, hold the phone. If it's at the point we got maggots growing on you, that arm's probably gone anyways. Just saying on there, but hey, what do I know? I'm not a doctor of blood, a bloodologist.
Well, I mean, maggots only eat dead flesh, so it's whatever. So, yeah.
What if you're dead on the inside, Justus? Did you start there? Oh no, I forgot my favorite part. Listen, I got a little emotional. In one specific part, the little boy, Kataro or whatever his name was, it's like, oh, you got stabbed in the solar perplex, whatever it was. I don't know what the word is. And it's like, oh, he's gonna bleed out, blah blah blah. And I was like, damn. He's like, no, Tanjiro gave me Goku's sword hilt. I think is what the piece is called, and that's what blocked the blow. And I'm over there like, why you gotta bring up Rengoku when like we thought the boy's about to die, we thought everyone else was gonna die, but everyone lives in the very end. I don't know, a little emotional on there.
Yeah.
Also, the swordsmith guy, I forget his name, the guy that's working on the sword. So he's been cut really deep in the legs and the arm and the chest. He's lost an eye, just focusing on getting the sword perfectly ready for a Tanjiro, obviously on there. I mean, that's all I got pretty much for this week. I mean, there are a few more things we could talk about, but it's not a play-by-play.
Yeah, we do learn just a couple small things real quick. Like with Genya, his whole demon thing. Why he's technically Demon E is because he eats part of the demon while fighting them, and then he gained a little bit of their power. So that's why he's like, oh, Gucci.
I mean, he was biting through the bark, and I was like, what the hell is Tanjiro? I mean, he was like, oh my god, he bit it. And he was like, I need to get some of this demon power inside of me. Yeah,
I will say there were a couple small issues with it, where at one point, Tanjiro is like, his eardrums are blown out, and he's like, I can't hear shit. And then they start talking like 20 minutes later, and it's like, what happened to you not being able to hear shit, bro? Certain stuff like that. Where
have you ever ruptured an eardrum?
Even within that episode, he's like, I can't hear anything she's saying.
Well, yeah,
it has a conversation with her shortly.
Sometimes
after.
It can last forever, but think of more of like Saving Private Ryan when the explosion goes off and you can only hear like it's like a high pitch kind of whatever. I mean, I ruptured an eardrum when I was swimming because it was just so much pressure. And you don't hear anything for a little bit. At least in my case, I didn't. And then like 10 minutes later, I could hear.
Yeah, but none of that was like reestablished. It was literally like, I can't hear anything. I can't.
Well, it just comes back. They can't explain every single little thing. Like, oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, I stopped bleeding. It's like, no, they're not gonna go on that. You just kind of got to know.
That was just one of those like, maybe don't draw attention to it if that's the case.
Well, no, it was an important thing to draw attention to, which is why he got hit. They did do the thing with Mitsuru. I forgot to mention the most important fan servicey thing. She gets hit like dead on. And it's like first thing, shirt just like basically bust. And I'm like, you didn't have to do that. Thank you, but you didn't have to do it on there. What? I'm just thanking the creators for their excellent stuff they made. You know who else makes excellent stuff? Oshinoko. Oh, smooth. Criminal.
So, hey, last time with Oshinoko.
Oh, wait, which episodes did we watch first? So we watched episodes 9, 10, 11, I think, for this one.
Oh.
I don't know the episode count. I just watched it on there. What episodes did we watch?
7, 8, 9. Or technically it was 8 and 9.
Oh, that's right, because there was a 7.5. That's right. So it's 7.5, which Justice watched. I just skipped most of it because I was like, this is boring as hell.
Yeah, it was a recap.
It was a recap with the voice actors doing stuff. Because I think Konosuba did that too. There's a whole bunch of shows that do that crap now.
The recap was fine. It's everything we expected. There was nothing new.
Important things. Memcho has joined whatever their talent is. Komachi nerd. So now there's 3 people in it.
She lied about her age.
Yeah. When they were doing that whole thing, I was like, maybe she's like mid-20s or something like that. It's like, how old are you? She's like, And then tells, what's her name? Miyako. And she's like, oh, lying a few years. How old are you actually? And she's like, wow, that's lying a lot. And then she's like counting and she gets to 4. I'm like, oh, so she's like maybe 22. And then they get to it's like, oh yeah, she's like 25. So I lied about my age a little bit online, and I just kind of got to keep it up.
7-year difference from the 18-year-old you say you are.
I mean, she looks like, listen, the world of anime, my guy.
The world of Japanese women, honestly. Like, while we were in Tokyo, there were definitely those moments where it's like, I can't tell if you are 17 or 32, and I just have no idea.
Just watch for them smoking, man. Easiest way to tell.
That doesn't change anything at all.
Well, I mean, like, if you're trying to flirt with a lady, if she's smoking, you know, she's at least 20. Or if she's drinking, she's at least 20.
Well, yeah, fair.
Or they're just very untrustworthy when it says, are you 20? And you just hit, yes. That's the only safety measure. I'm so glad they never asked for my ID to buy literally any alcohol or anything. Oh, no. Correction. Yodobashi asked me for my ID when I bought that liquor.
Oh, cool.
But I think that was for tax reasons because I never got charged tax for it. So that was besides that on there. Listen, Aqua literally has like a mom kink. Listen, what was her name saying? Akane. She does the whole
She has her comeback.
She's definitely getting a comeback later.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, Aqua is a womanizer. Listen, he was a good doctor. Now hold the phone. He was a good doctor. He had morals. Now he's a womanizer.
Really? He had morals? Did you see the first episode?
What? He was giving hope to a child that was dying. That's a good moral. You just
but the child had already died by that point in the story.
Well, you don't tell the child, like, yo, you're going to die.
Well, yeah, but he stayed
Listen,
a fan.
he's staying a fan for her sake, Justice.
Mm-hmm.
Not all doctors are bad people, except for this guy. He's a womanizer. And my reason being, I got 3 key points why he's a womanizer. Example 1 is using Kana just for his gain. Number 2, he's using Memocho for his gain. Number 3, he makes out basically with Akane because he says, and I quote, she could be a useful tool in the future. And it's like, oh, come on, man. She actually likes you. And then it was true that she knows that I had a kid. Not twins, but she knew she had a kid. It's the only way her math adds up on there. So she knows. And then Aqua's eyes went from bright to dark. And I was like, how soon till Akane finds out that I is Aqua's mom and that he likes her because it's like his mom and he's got a weird fetish kink thing?
Along that lines, Ruby does point out at one point because Mem joins Bikomochi and she's like, wait, all of the people that have joined are just ones that my brother knows. Like, I'm basically here collecting his harem. And it's like, yeah, well, welcome.
Do you think Akane will probably... I imagine Akane... I don't know if she'll join. Because she's gone from theater, to actual acting now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she would join. If I were to guess, probably because they've given her a lot of screen time.
Only if at the kind of end of all of this, that Akane's production company, or not production company, talent agency was already having issues with her anyways, like her performing number wise. If they kick her to the curb, maybe.
Well, the only reason why Aqua wants to keep her is because Akane mentioned that she can basically figure out kind of like what she was thinking, who her love interest was. But he also has the producer of the show that's going to tell him.
Mm-hmm. And he does tell a little bit.
He tells a little bit, but he mentions that basically he's only doing this because the whole production side of stuff is people owing other people favors, which is true, and cashing in on that. And he's going to do this for Aqua, but Aqua's going to owe him when he makes it big, because obviously he's a talented actor.
Yeah.
And then the casually throw in like, it's just like $400 sushi. I'm like, man, that one piece of sushi better not be $400. They got some sake, and there was one piece of sushi on their plate for a long time, and there was one chef in an all black room.
It was probably $400 to sushi. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, probably, but it's like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
And they never ate it. I never saw them eat it.
No. But
and that sushi is still there to that day.
One of the things in this, before we move on, that I found super fascinating, Akane's performance as and just how it leaves Aqua stunned.
Aqua over there like...
Aqua... There's this funny exchange of... I forget her name. Is
what, when the girls are teasing him? It's like,
yeah, and they're like, hey, hand me that. And he's like, no, do it yourself. And then Akane uses the eye thing, and he's like, here.
Yes, my... It's that meme. I would never be a simp. Aqua, come here. Yes, my queen.
Yeah. And so that was good. But at one point, we also get more internal dialogue from Aqua that doesn't really happen at all in any other isekai reincarnated.
It's not another world, Justice. It's just this world.
I'm using it as an example because in some cases, they are kind of being reborn as well, similar to how he was, like jobless reincarnation, certain things like that, where he's having a little bit of introspection of who he is. Is he still Goru, I think is the previous, like his original name. Is he now just Aqua? Is there a blending in the middle? Like, the longer he is Aqua, is he less of the person that he once was? If he wants to
do the deed with Akane, he's Goru. But if he doesn't want to do the deed with her because it reminds him of his mother, then he's just Aqua.
Stop it.
But I am not the one that wants to sleep with someone that's exactly like my mother. This dude is.
No, he never said that, though.
You last time you were like, he wants to sleep with his mother, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, it's kind of different because he's inside another body. You hypocrite.
I never said that. But, you know, having some of those kind of introspections of who he is as a person, they don't really exist in a lot of other shows. Yeah. Is he just Aqua now? And
we just had that, last season?
What?
The magical princess and her blah, blah, blah.
Well, but she
just... It's that whole situation. Am I actually this person? Am I this other person that I take away from this?
And
that's the same thing that happened in that other season.
The context is entirely different of, like, am I a princess or am I kind of like a lover or a sister or whatever? There wasn't anything like this.
No, you were talking about how, like, you just said how he doesn't feel like is he actually Aqua or if he's still Grogo, whatever his name is.
Goru.
I was thinking of other show. But then she had that same thing when she was crying on the bed telling Sophie that, like, what? I'm in this other body, but is this actually me or am I still my old self? I took away from this person. It's something similar.
Yeah, similar.
I'm not talking about people wanting to sleep with people.
Like, not, mini shows. I'm still getting at, like, not many shows have that introspection of the character. It's just like, yeah, I'm in this new body, new me. It's cool. It's whatever. I just got the memories from the previous life. And it's like, well, yeah, but how does that actually affect the character, the individual that's supposed to be growing in this situation? And I hope we get more of that. Especially,
there's been a lot of isekais recently that have done that. I just feel like, we're just going with the flow.
That's isekais, though. This is kind of grounded within reality of, yes, it's still a reincarnation, that being the important thing. But it's supposed to be the real world, not like, yeah, I also have magical powers and kablow. Good job.
Well, it's that internal monologue on there. other
Yeah.
shows have that on there.
I haven't really seen that many.
Really?
Not like
We know what's
this.
you know what's not an isekai though? Vinland Saga. Hey, the Vinland Saga Justice. Okay. We're gonna paint a picture again. It's Vinland Saga. Because we're uploading these as highlights, maybe. I don't know. As sections. What happened last time? Hang on, I'll tell you. We're still on the farm. The king's on the way. Okay, Justice, we're all caught up with what happened last time.
Well, you clearly didn't listen because I told you that the king was there.
He
And
just
they
got
were
he just
getting
got
ready to have a battle.
Wait, so,
And,
so, they're not,
Arunade-
so no, they're near the farm. They're just not exactly have foot on the farm.
Well, they're on.
So they're almost at the farm.
No, because the farm expands all the way to the ocean. So they've made landing. They're on the farm.
Oh, well, then they're part of the main farm on there.
Yeah, they are.
Just because you're in West Des Moines doesn't mean you're in Des Moines.
It's almost like it's in the name.
No, it's a West Des Moines though. You know.
Jesus Christ. But
Go ahead. Go ahead. Are we done with the farm at least?
well, yes. Now we have officially are.
And what episodes did you watch?
I watched 21, 2, and 3. The Arunade, we last left her really beaten and bruised by a really bad man.
Oh,
I'll
you said
admit-
I thought you said Matt for a second. But what did
No.
I have to do with this?
No, a really bad man. Well, yeah, I'll admit it that your boy was wrong.
Oh, you're telling me the slave owner.
Kettle was.
You were telling me. Well, hold the phone. Look me in the eyes, Justice. You're telling me the slave owner that was raping the woman. Oh, it's just part of her duty. No, and murdered a man and enslaved people is a bad man. No.
Anyways,
No.
anyways, Arnade died. She was beaten so severely she died on the wagon trip of them trying to escape.
Before you continue, just one more time. He's a bad man, right? It's not an answer. Just
Look, he was just.
because you're a bad guy. I hate you so much.
He was just, a little rough towards his
That's
property, I guess.
I bet you thought O.J. Simpson was a nice guy.
No one thinks O.J. Simpson's a nice guy.
This is a similar situation. He just didn't own slaves.
Yeah, this is the old time.
The-
But the initial battle happens. You have Kettle's side of 300 ragtag farmers and
Wait, Thorfinn's not there yet, right?
Thorfinn and Einar were trying to escape. They were on a wagon leaving while the battle was about to happen.
I thought they were coming back though, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, they were supposed to just have
Oh
left.
no, not Thorfinn. It's the other guy, the real
Leif
strong-
Erikson?
Leif Erikson, sorry.
Leif.
He's the one that was supposed to show up, right?
Leif is the one that got Kettle back to his farm. So Leif is there. They do meet. Yeah, and I had mentioned this last time. Thorfinn and Leif meet. So Thorfinn and Einar are both entirely free individuals at this point. They do Kettle does honor that. See, he's not such a bad guy.
No,
now.
but that's not how.
You say he's a bad guy, but he's not a bad guy.
That is not a quote I said. I was quoting Racket Ralph. You're over here like slave owner, murderer, womanizing rapist is not a bad guy.
He freed some people.
That doesn't nearly equate.
But Arne dies, and Thorfinn chooses to go back to the farm to confront Canute, the king.
But isn't there a whole army there? Or no, it's like 100 men, right?
Yes, there's 100 men. They are the Yom Vikings and the personal guard. So these 100 elite soldiers that rape, pillage, murder.
But isn't Askeladd and Thorkill and Thorfinn all going to be there?
Askeladd is dead. Askeladd has been dead since the end of season 1.
Oh.
So
Spoiler.
Canute is the one that killed Askeladd, and Thorfinn is actually the only person to ever scar Canute, and it's on his face. So the scar that Canute has.
Canute's the king, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to keep it all straight.
So Canute
But
is
the thing
king.
is, you're in the fight. You're going to have what? Thorfinn and Thorkill. They're
Yes.
on the same side, right? for this battle.
Yes, but they're doing separate things. So
But there are
hold on. So Thorfinn isn't going directly into battle. He is going to try to negotiate peace, and he does that after the initial battle when Snake yells for a retreat. Because Kettle gets swiped with a sword and literally cut from like here to here. Can't see shit.
Pussy.
So at that point, it's yell for a retreat, redo, regroup. Thorfinn chooses, I'm going in there. I'm going to talk to the king. How many people are there? 100. I'll be fine. Is literally what he says, and then an episode ends, and it's like, oh. Eventually, Thorfinn goes down to meet Canute, blocked by individuals, and is like, I'm Thorfinn. I used to be a bodyguard to the king years ago. I request an audience. Of course, like, Thorfinn is immediately laughed at and is like, no, fuck off. And he sticks to his guns and chooses, like, to essentially be beaten.
Just let you know, there's no guns in this time period. Continue.
What?
You said stick to his guns. There's no guns in this time period. Stick to his swords.
Yeah, whatever. Chooses where it's like, I'll be able to survive at as many hits as possible. Just let me see the king. Like, you can beat the hell out of me. It will be fine. I'll show you just how dedicated I am. I'm unarmed, whatever. So there's a little bit of that kind of back and forth. There's an entire wager of if he can survive like 90 punches, he can see the king.
90 punches?
90 punches.
You can do it.
To the face.
You can do it.
By a dude twice his size.
You can do it.
He does do it. But
who would have guessed? Oh, you could survive 91.
But
91, he would have been clean out.
At the end of it, he's like beat, bruised, swollen face. It's literally like a quarter of a day worth of like just being hit. And at the end of it, there's a bunch of respect built up. He finally gets an audience with the king, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" Einar's with him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's what he said. Yo, what up, my king?
Essentially, because they do a couple pleasantries of like, yeah, I'm sorry I killed Askeladd. I took the thing that you were aiming for away from you. And Thorfinn goes, I'm sorry I, scarred your face. And you get both Einar and the king's retainer being like, this is the dude that's the only guy in the world that's ever hurt the king. And it's like,
Obviously, you hasn't watched Your Lie in April. It'll hurt you here.
Yeah. In the end, there are lots of kind of talking back and forth. There is a cool little reference to Canute saying, like, watch me control the ocean, like, stop now. And then the waves keep coming, and he's like, see, there's nothing that is within my control. The actual King Canute from around that time did that. That's based on real events. The context around it is changed for the sake of the show, but yeah, that's like a real event, which I thought was cool.
That beating he took was based on real events.
No,
Jay Simpson, if I would have done it.
In the end, Canute does decide to just leave because Thorfinn has basically become a pacifist. There's that like, he said the line from the manga where they asked why he never fought back, and he's like, what's the point of just immediately showing up and fighting and trying to kill each other? Like, I have no enemies here, like, and I have no enemies in the first episode. His dad tells him, like, you have no enemies, and that really good, like, he's learned, so lots of character development, but that's kind of where it ends. Except so it ends specifically with Thorfinn, Einar, and Leif Erikson on the boat sailing away back to Thorfinn's original home, to meet his family again. They are off the farm. 1 episode left.
Anything
It's
else?
going to be an emotional
Anything
episode.
else you want to add before we continue?
No. Look, there was a lot of dialogue within those 3 episodes.
Would you say there's 999 episodes of dialogue?
Gross.
Yamada-kun, level 999. We watched episodes 9, 10, 11.
Yes. He guessed. So Akane has a problem with getting sick. At first, I was like, "Wait, have I watched this episode?"
This woman got sick enough that she had to be carried to the hospital, put an IV on, and she could barely drink water or anything.
She was sick a couple episodes, right? A couple episodes.
No,
ago?
she just had like kind of seasonal flu. She wasn't like deathly sick on there, but Yamada was also sick. I mean, everyone's been, I feel like, sick at this point.
Yeah, well, I just felt like specifically with Akane, where it's like, wait, didn't we already do this? Which is just a little bit of a gripe
Also,
where I was like,
I'm going to say something that threw me off in this episode because it happened to me too in real life. When he went to go spend over 700 yen, they're like, hey, we got a prize thing going on. Yeah, the gas station, or I keep saying gas stations, convenience store, Konbini, right across the street from the shrine. I went to go get like some energy gummies because they have like energy gummies, super cool there, and like a Monster. And then I realized like they really don't have like Monster there. They got like Red Bull basically. So I bought a couple things, including snacks I just threw in my bag. Spent like 1,000 yen, so $10. And they're like pointing to the thing on the counter that was like a gotcha, whatever. If you spend like so much money, you then get a tag, kind of like in that show. And I was like, and at the time I was like, they were pointing to it, and they were trying to hand me a tag, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And I walked out because I thought they were trying to sell me something. And then I saw this show, and I jogged in a memory of like, oh, I think they're trying to having me do this gotcha thing. Because I just remember seeing a picture of like a box and like prizes. Because I never did any of the gotcha stuff there, and I was like, oh, I think that was a gotcha machine. So I went back through my GoPro footage. Yeah, it was a gotcha game on there. I just completely was like, nah, man, I don't want it.
Fucking rip. So she gets sick. She collapses. Your boy comes in clutch, saves her life. Diddler under the sheets.
I don't think that ever happened. First of all, they point out they got real. They're like, where's your health insurance card? Then they call a taxi. Like, just call an ambulance at that point. Something. She's obviously collapsing and dying and like can't do anything. Maybe a small ambulance trip would be the ideal thing. I mean, I don't know how much it cost there, but I assume it was like, because in the same night, he managed to get everything set for her, take her to the hospital, get an IV, then they sent her home immediately, and then she was fine.
And then he dicked her down.
No, he almost did. He went to go reach for that spoon that was on that bed. She was like, yo, where'd that hand go? And she's like,
yeah, he's making a spoon, all right.
God, there's just something wrong with you on a whole nother level on there.
Yeah, I know. But we also get introduced
another bitch has approached the arena.
Tsubaki is now part of the guild. Runa.
That just sounds so bad.
Runa is not happy with it. Another woman.
Women doing woman things over here, men doing men things over here, and then they can just... What?
I'll tell you about it later.
What is that?
I know you.
Is that part of what we talked about earlier?
No, you wouldn't be happy if I said it.
No.
So, Eita is like, no, it's cool. You just hang out with her. You'll learn to like her. Everyone will get along.
Runa never even really communicated with her at all in these episodes.
Yes.
She did for like, I think like half a second, but it wasn't like...
But specifically, she's the one that brought it up to Akane. That Yamada and Tsubaki know each other.
Listen, there's a pentagon going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So you get Yamada, and then here's Akane. Akane loves Yamada. Then you get Yukari. She loves Yamada. Runa loves Yamada. Technically, Eita loves Yamada.
Well,
it's a different type of love on there, but it's love nonetheless on there.
Homies gotta love the homies.
And technically, Momoko loves Yamada as well.
Yeah.
I mean, she said, oh, you're a high schooler? I'd still. And it's like, you'd still what? You'd still what, woman?
Based on the last episode, Eita and Momoko totally getting together is like definitely down the pipeline. Come on now.
Oh, he's going on some pipeline, all right.
Oh, you know
Listen,
it. Man's
Etha
gonna be
was
a plumber.
Etha was a real pro when those two random guys showed up at the cafe.
Mhm.
They were like, "Oh, we know these girls." He's like, "Nah, please leave. Please leave. You're distracting customers. You're gonna move now, right now." And then they eventually move on there. And then, obviously, his coworker tried to invite him to karaoke. He's like, "Nah, I got better things to do." Momoko.
No,
Listen, we're two episodes away from the end of the season. My guess is we're not going to get another season. Possibly, maybe.
I feel like
I think it's a one and done.
Another one.
I think this might be a one and done because I'm guessing next episode, because this episode, at the end of it, episode 11, she's like, "I'm going to see what's wrong with me. Tell me what's wrong with me, Momoko."
It's Studio Madhouse, though. They're willing to do more than one.
They're
season.
notorious for doing a season and just leaving it. Or if they do a second season, they completely destroy it.
I don't think that.
Have you seen Overlord?
They've done 4 seasons.
Have you seen Overlord Season 2, or I should say Overlizard? Have you seen Overlord Season 3, which were just CGI animated goats with CG armies? It was terrible, Justice. Season 4
Look at
was
Hunter.
Yeah? What's going on with Hunter right now?
Well, that's the manga portion. What do you want from them?
Do you see how much they messed up everything else on there?
Kaiji.
Yeah.
Perfect example. Trigun. They did the original.
Yeah. That was over 20 years ago, Justice.
Black Lagoon.
Listen, Black Lagoon was good. That's before they went down the drain. No, actually, yeah. Yeah, they did season 1, then they did season 2, then halfway through season 3, they're like, "Nah, cut it." And they did Roberta's Blood Trail. I got trust issues with this company, Justice, and it's not going to fix it.
They make good shit.
They make good stuff, but then they just leave it halfway through. They give you 2 pumps, and they're out. They're like, "See ya, bitch," and then leave. Kind of like what Yamada did.
It's messed up.
You're the one that was...
I
the Spoon comment?
I never said that.
You
So,
pig. I'm kind of mad. I will say we never got to see Kamota these 3 episodes, and I think he's probably one of the coolest
you
characters.
just love your little strawberry farmer. Oh.
Listen, he's just so energetic about it. He's really good at driving.
You do get a little bit of flashback with Tsubaki, where it's like, words that are very true. All unfortunate for you, you have already fallen into the trap of hearing that Yamada is kind of a cold person, and the reason behind like him being distant with girls.
He doesn't want to hurt people like he did before.
And then she's like, "I should stay away from him. I shouldn't be falling for someone like that."
And
but
then
it's like too late.
Listen, you wanna root for your main girl, but this girl loved him longer, and I'm like, if I was a normal viewer, like a normie watching this, I'd be like, "No, our main girl should win." But I'm over here like, the other girl loved her longer, has known him longer, plays the same games that he plays.
Yeah, but Akane got that goal.
Shut up. We're done talking about this show. We're out. No, we're out. There's no.
There is lots of love building. There was a small little detail that I don't know if you noticed. When
he went to pick up the spoon?
No. When he goes to leave and Akane was talking with him, he already had his shoe on, but he retied his shoelace to like be there just a little longer to let her talk. Like the little subtle thing where it's like, "Sir."
They just animated it twice by accident.
Those different feet.
Sorry that someone has a foot fetish and just looks at Yamada tying his shoes on there.
But yeah,
just saying, it's kind of a.
You're the one who loves this show.
What? Oh, now you're telling me you don't like this show? Don't you dare be like, I don't love it. It's kind of like a delusion watching this show. What? I was saying it's kind of heavenly. Hey, speaking of heavenly delusions, hey.
No, you shut up right now. I called it. God damn it. Last time we talked about this, I said that because Tokyo and the other dude were fucking, she was totally gonna get pregnant. And
I agreed with you.
Probably where I don't even care. You agreed
we called it like 15 episodes ago when she was like, "Oh, that's a nice drawing you got there. I love them so much," and they were like, "They're gonna smash."
Kana, that's his name. You do learn that apparently there was. Kona.
His name's Kona.
That there are twins, not just one. So that was a little bit of
they
a,
just
like,
kind of threw you on. Because when they
that
show
was right
you,
near the end.
when they show you the ultrasound, they want to show you one baby purposely. And they're like, here's 2 babies. It's like, here's 3. This one died.
You also do kind of quickly get introduced to this weird little alien child thing.
Which is the one that hung itself and then it turned into whatever. I wanted to mention something important. The most important thing to happen out of all these episodes. Do you know exactly what I'm going to talk about?
Her titties are big.
What?
Well, that's a whole plot point. Whatever.
No, that's not. Mimi Hime. She actually has like the ears now. Like her weird like hair is just ears that neutralize man-eaters.
Yeah, I guess that's...
You're over here like titties? Wow, I can't believe you're just thinking about only sex. But anyway, she got groped.
She did get groped.
These are going to be a problem. Lay off my woman. What do you mean your woman?
Look, boar number 11, which that was an entire...
Men were captured to be sex slaves for women. And if they have a female baby, the baby's kept. And if they have a male baby, they typically get rid of it, but the men were taking care of it. It was a whole...
Them sent to either
death
or be raised by the men to be bred with the women later.
Yeah, death by snoo.
Yeah. So...
Well, the thing is, it was a whole weird... Like, this whole... I hope we get another season. Because we watched all the way to episode 11, right?
Yes.
Which means we have 2 episodes left.
We do know that Robin is very close and is alive.
Correct. He's been...
Very close.
Yeah. Well, then they even stopped in that one place. They have the coordinates or the location of the facilities. Mm-hmm. So now we just need to figure out, is what's going on right now with Maru and Kiriko happening presently with the lab?
No,
or did that
absolutely
happen before? Well, yeah, obviously we're pretty sure it happened before because you have the kid. But I'm trying to think who's the other twin then. If Maru is one of the twins, is the second twin still at the laboratory? Or are they gonna are they gonna leave one out and one in?
I assume, because even like the flashbacks or I guess split timeline is a better example, not a flashback of what's going on.
Did they mention the twins are both boys or girls? I can't remember.
They didn't
Because
say.
if one's a boy, one's a girl. I wonder if Kiriko. Because okay, so hear me out. This is my new hypothesis on here. My new hypothesis.
Kiriko and Maru are siblings, and that
no.
wants to bone his sister.
No.
Crazy.
No. Hear me out. So the doctor that was tasked makes sure that Tokyo has healthy kids, and we need to take care of these kids and watch them very closely. The doctor that they're looking for is actually that guy that was in charge of taking care of Tokyo and the kids, but he took one of the kids out, which is Maru, and then one of the kids is Kiriko, which is the brother. Like, imagine, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, are all 3 maybe somehow related? But like listen, they can transplant brains. Come on.
It definitely feels like the doctor that they're looking for is a similar doctor. The timeline and how long the Earth has been on this cataclysmic kind of end of days stuff is. They've also been
given a task, the kids, the outside.
Yes.
So I wonder when they leave the outside, that's how the man-eaters were introduced to the world. And then
all of the kids are the man-eaters. I think that's the biggest problem, is there is a subset of humans that started to evolve, but evolved into the man-eaters. Because they're even all referred to as Hiriko, which are what the man-eater's name is. So I'm
trying to think, are they specially bred man-eaters to evolve? Because they're purposely leaving out details that we should know.
Mm-hmm. The old lady, it gets brought up that she is trying to have the director assistant to take over her body, brain go into younger lady, and the other doctor is just not having it. I think the assistant director, Oshimiya, and the main doctor, the dude that was meant to be the vice director, they have set up essentially the escape of them, which leads to the downfall because they were just trying to do something nice, and he used the skills that he would have to transfer the brain from that old lady to the younger one for himself, which is why Kiriko is how she is. It's the same dude, just in a new body. I think that's the case. Because it even feels like we've already...
Wait, the Kiriko is the dude?
No, the doctor that Kiriko...
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, that you said
guy,
Kiriko like...
No, that guy is the same doctor that we see. He's just put his brain in a different body and is trying to rectify some of his mistakes by working in the background.
I wonder if Robin is one of the kids from the lab originally.
I would assume so.
Because the thing is, so the kids are born. So hypothetically, if Maru is confirmed one of those kids, and he's only what, like 15?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a 14-year gap. So I'm trying to think of how old Tokyo and Kona and Shiro and Mimihime are.
Tokyo does kind of age up just a little bit fairly.
I mean, you have a kid at 14, there's a lot to go through.
Well, yeah. I do like how they all panic, and it's like, we never taught them about genders or anything else. And it's like, it's almost like it's human nature to just want to fuck.
I mean, Shiro even said, what was his comment? Like, I just want to lick you. And Mimihime is like, well, okay. It's like, dude, that was the creepiest thing you could have ever said on there. But I'm not teaching about sex ed. This is why sex ed is important, kids.
Mm-hmm. Instead, she just got some lick
Also,
toes.
Oma's like the only person that wears like shades, and if her shades come off, this whole thing pops up and stabs you. Or I don't know, man. It's got like, I thought with the 2 episodes left, they would make sense of everything, and now they're like, surprise, there's gonna be another season.
Possibly.
I mean, listen, if Yamada could have another season, this definitely could, because I'm guessing we're gonna get to the lab, figure out something.
This is an original story, right?
I believe so. I mean,
manga, but it is production IG. So
Instagram's doing this.
Shut
up. I don't know. That's pretty much all I got for this week.
Yeah.
Justice, any other theories for how next week's gonna go? There's a lot of stuff ending in the next 2 weeks. So I think Oshi no Ko ends next week. For what we watched today, there's 2 things ending next week, aren't there?
I mean, Oshi no Ko has 2 episodes to watch.
Yeah. Anyways, besides that, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. I don't know why I said that. That's only when I stream on Twitch. But if you like us to see, if you want to see something change, you made this part, let us know, because we're trying to change up stuff. And then watch the news, which came out yesterday, because this will air on Tuesday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it airs on Tuesday. We're back to Tuesdays. Justice.
Thank you, guys. See you next time.